Greetings and salutations, my operator. My mic working? It is, okay. Greetings and salutations, my operators, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last time, we started and finished the day 2 investigation for case 7 during the downtime of the analysis of the poison, or of the tea that may or may not contain poison that was used against one Mr. William Shamspear. Wilson, why am I stuck? That was weird. My chair was stuck. Let's see. We learned about the history of Mr. Natsume's room. A crime, or not a crime boss. A prolific burglar. Or, yeah, burglar. Burglar. La 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 la. Hamburglar. So burglar. Yeah, I'm pressing it right. The fact that he just hamburger. Make sure I'm pronouncing it right is terrible. Oh god, I don't talk a lot. I'm going insane. Anyway, a burglar and a murderer used to live in that room where before he was arrested. And after his arrest, he died due to natural causes in prison before his execution. And William Shamspear, for some reason, has a picture of the previous tenant before Mr. Natsume, but after the burglar. The article of the burglar dying. And expressed desire to take over that room. So, signs point to either he is an accomplice of the burglar, or he is the burglar, and and the person who died in prison was a body double, who was obscenely fat. From what little picture I can see. And Shamspear may have killed before. And I'm still leaning towards carbon monoxide poisoning for Mr. Natsume, because his neuroticism and description of being choked, and the fact that the previous tenant also died from gas, leads me to believe that he's being gassed. Anyways, let's start the trial. 23rd February, 9:23 a.m. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. Dear God, man. I gotta put my feet down. I gotta start crossing my legs. I always lose blood flow. This is it. This is it then, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, it's time to put an end to this now. For the miserable curse that has been plaguing Mr. Natsume to everything. And in my own way, in my own small way, I shall do everything I can to help you. I always appreciate your help, Mr. Sato. Suffering! Soseki! Selfishly! Sidelined! Ah! Good morning to you too, Mr. Natsume. Good morning. Good morning, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Listen to you two, chatting away happily, as if the main player of today's trial isn't here. Why would you do that? Why? Oh dear, we didn't mean to cause offense, Mr. Natsume. I thought perhaps that because you had your eyes shut so tightly, you were meditating, finding inner calm. It seemed wrong to disturb you. I was waiting. What's the matter, Mr. Sume? You seem different somehow today. Why, naturally. That's because I've attained spiritual enlightenment. Though she wasn't wrong. The path of literature, you see, is a journey to discover one's own death. Or such like. That's the sort of morning conversation I was hoping for. That's why I had my eyes shut. I missed the signs, I'm afraid. Somehow. You'll have to forgive me. And you mustn't talk about your... And you mustn't talk of your path leading to... Oh. And you mustn't talk of your path leading you to death, Mr. Anthony. That was just an example. Oh yes, there it is. Intercom. You barely came to see me at all yesterday. I was sure you'd abandon me and return to our beautiful long-lost homeland. We've not even been in Great Britain a week yet. Oh my god, really? That can't be right. When did we arrive? Well, yes. Yes, well, anyway. I intend to set everything straight in court today. I'm determined to uncover the truth. I've actually reached an important decision myself. Oh? What sort of decision? I shall fill you in after the trial. Alright. It would seem Mr. Sholmes isn't coming today after all. It's a very clever message, I think. My dear fellows, you must win this battle on your own merits. It's a very clear message, I think. I overslept again. The great detective, my arch nemesis. Long may he stay away, if you ask me. Defendant, and your legal representative. The trial is about to begin. Make your way to the courtroom immediately. Today, once again, we face the Reaper. And when the Reaper stands in for the prosecution, the defendant's fate is sealed. There we go. How about my blinking? It's like too sensitive. But I don't believe that in that legend any more than I believe in Soseki-san's curse. The truth is hidden here somewhere. And I won't let it escape me. It's like reacting to my cheeks. My big fat cheeks. I have to keep believing in my chest, in my client, and keep fighting to the very end. That's all. (23rd February, 9:40 a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. Yes, the defense is ready. Very good. And now I call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury, chosen by lot to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to proceed? Absolutely. Justice will be done. Mark you my words. I feel obliged, sir. I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat is sitting just right. Oh, well, I wonder if you could adjust my hat for me. And please, be as ruthless as you like. Thieves deserve to die, if you ask me. Especially gas thieves. I've no sympathy for the man at all. Look, I said yesterday, I'll say it again now. I don't have time for this. I've got my own problems.
Oh, may the Lord show us all the light here, and lead its flock to a righteous verdict again today.
Now, Lord Francis, what can you tell us? The prosecution's report, please, for the court. In relation to the theory expounded by the defense yesterday, regarding the defendant's tea.
So he does have the results. Before the prosecution delivers the black news about the black tea belonging to the blackguard in the dock. Play, allow me a moment to savor a liquid of a more sanguine hue. In fact, I'll defer to the good detective for the report. Here's to you, Inspector.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. As indicated by the defense, we found a bar of soap just outside the victim's window in the snow. And there was indeed a frozen reddish liquid in a little depression on top of it.
Yes, that's the tea. That's what Mr. Natsumi brought with him that night.
Well, the brains at the yard now analyzed it, and yes, you're right. It was tea. And there wasn't a trace of strychnine or any other toxic substance in it.
No poison at all.
In other words, the tea that the defendant brought with him to the victim's room is innocent. Is in the clear. What a revelation!
As I suspected. This makes it quite clear. The defendant, Mr. Sasaki no Natsume, is blameless. My learned friend is jumping to conclusions again. A typical Nipponese reaction. What? Yes, it's true. No poison was found in the few drops of liquid recovered from the soap on the window ledge. But what logic is that? Would you take a drop from the Thames and conclude that the water in the ocean is salty?
My word! The water in the ocean is extremely salty, Counsel.
Exactly. Unfit for drinking. Just as the victim's tea on the night in question. As the court has already heard. Bitter was the precise word from the lips of Mr. William Shakespeare, whom the prosecution now calls back to the stand. He's really going for the whole poison thing angle, huh?
Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's request.
Mr. Shakespeare. Keep adding the H. Yes, it sounds like we're going to have another confrontation with our theoretical friend.
Bailiff, show Mr. Shakespeare to the stand. Must resist urge to cross leg.
Mr. William Shakespeare, the victim of this despicable crime. Oh heaven, oh hell, do you command me to remember? Forsooth, 'twas I, Shakespeare, did have a bellyful of the foul fluid given in mine innocence.
Yes, but it was revealed in yesterday's proceedings. The witness is not as innocent as we had perhaps first been led to believe.
By using bars of soap such as this, he has been stealing gas from the supply company, yes. One may smile and be a villain. Forsooth, 'twas I, Shakespeare, did have a room full of the sweet food fuel given.
That's right, fellow jurors, don't forget, this man, the raw thief.
I haven't forgotten. Kept all that about the ice coins in a tight secret, didn't you? You should have all been owned up sooner. Arrest him, I say. Arrest him at once. And let him feel a sting in my tail. Oh, indeed. By dint of vile and cowardly means have I plotted to further mine own ends. I confess. Thou wouldst not pardon my sins. Of that I am sure. If you acknowledge your wrongdoing, what exactly are you doing here? Cowards die many times before the death. And for a coward such as I, death be well deserved. But Would it that would it that a would it that a still greater crime passeth unpunished? For lo, the hairy-faced gentleman of farther east than Verona did contrive to poison me.
Objection!
But there was no poison in the tea found in your room. The police have attested to that. What the defense would assert as an inconsistency will quickly be cleared up by the witness's testimony. Is that not so, Mr. Shamspeare? Verily, my liege, I would most gladly speak.
Very well. Let the witness testify to explain this inconsistency. Tell the court why it is that poison apparently entered your body, though none was found in the tea. Witness testimony. The tea inconsistency.
The Japanese man did come to my chamber with tea brewed in a pot. 'Twas in my cup alone that the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison. Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, ne'er did a drop of his own drink pass his lips. When he departed by and by, I did use the tea that remained in his cup to make my coins of ice. Thus, 'tis no surprise that poison be not found in the tea I did pour into the molds of soap.
Huh.
A likely excuse. The poison was slipped into the cup after the tea had been poured. The normal way for poison to be administered, in my experience.
Great! Otherwise, it would be disastrous if the poisoner were to mix up the cups, for instance.
But no poison bottle was found at the scene. Because, quite simply, the Nipponese took the bottle back to his own room. You guys didn't investigate that? The absence of a vessel containing the poison only becomes problematic when considering suicide. Ugh, I knew that. No, it's not. It's really not. It's a frame job conspiracy. By now, it should be perfectly clear. A bar or two of cheap soap is wholly insufficient to wash the deep stains of guilt from the accused hands. Sirs, madams, 'tis true that I, Shakespeare, be a common thief of gas. But, listen here, ladies and gentlemen. Wherefore would I lie? Verily, I have no cause. I have naught to lose. Well, I do declare.
Thank you for your testimony, witness. Counsel, proceed with the cross-examination.
Yes, my lord.
Cross-examination. The tea inconsistency.
The Japanese man did come to my chamber with tea brewed in a pot.
Hold it!
I understand that you are already acquainted with Mr. Nasume. Is that correct? I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. Do I know thee, or know thee not? Methinks 'tis all I can know, that thy destiny mingles with mine. Is that yes? You lost me at the first thee. Thou, sir, thou must learn the English tongue afore thou turns thy hand to lawyering. I did. But I must have missed the archaic Elizabethan lecture.
Verily, and in truth, 'twas a fine flavored brew. Though a drop of poison did barb its sweetness, as the thorn doth barb the sweet rose. That, dear friends, be the simple truth.
Listen to Mr. Shamsphere. He seems in better form than he was yesterday.
Either that, or I'm in worse form.
That fated evening, after I did dine at Grub's Grubbery, a local alehouse of good report, naught did pass my lips but the tainted tea.
Wait, what? I thought you didn't eat. Why would they have grubbery?
But behold, the poison was not in the tea at first. 'Twas in my cup alone that the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison.
Hold it!
Are you saying that you saw the moment when the poison was added to your tea?
To have witnessed the act, and then drank the tea? Thou dost describe the actions of a fool.
Quite so, quite so.
But no one likes going thirsty, do they? Sooner would I die quenched than parched. Would I have the choice?
Actually, on the night in question, the water main was frozen, I believe, wasn't it?
Were it not for the tea, in sooth, I would sooner have died frozen than quenched or parched.
Right. No ice coins means no heating.
The witness had more than one brush with death on the night in question, it would seem. Remind the court, Mr. Shamsphere, as to whether the accused drank any of the tea which he brought with him. With the greatest pleasure, my liege. Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, ne'er did a drop of his own drink pass his lips.
Hold it!
But the teacup Mr. Natsume drank from was found completely empty at the scene. And let's not forget the defendant's maxim. Drink tea while it's hot.
I did gulp from the poisoned cup that night, and in mine agony did I writhe uncontrolled. In fits of pain, I did knock the fellow's cup, and its contents spilt as blood from a gaping wound, methinks. Though certainly, 'twas after I had made the coins of ice from his tea. An upset cup was found on the table that the victim was slumped over. There is no contradiction here.
It's true. There was no tea left in either cup that we found at the scene. But still, something about this statement is troubling me.
Yes, of course. I know what it is. It's Mr. Natsume's wise drink tea while it's hot maxim, isn't it?
No, you idiot. No, I'm not sure that's it.
Thank you, witness. Now, rear it for the court. What it is that occupied you after your guest had left, and before you drank your tea.
When he departed by and by, I did use the tea that remained in his cup to make my coins of ice.
Hold it!
Yes. So that you could cheat the gas company, in fact. Isn't that right?
To cheat or not to die. 'Tis life's only choice.
Yes.
Faith, to cheat be the wise choice, and mine occupation be not an ugly one. Prithee, Dost thou not see beauty in the simplicity of the rules? No, I don't. And to be very sure, sir, once this trial is over, Oswald Gas will take you to task over this legal task. I shall not run. I shall not hide. Sooth to say, I have nor to run, nor to hide. But, my lady, what wouldst thou have with this? But, my lady, what wouldst thou with this pitiful player? Oh, I'll tell you what I'd like to do with you, starting with the shoddy shirt on your back. 'Tis time for the Shakespeare dance.
What a harsh world we live in.
The seething of the gas was addressed in yesterday's proceedings. The prosecution calls on the defense not to muddy the waters with irreverency. Consider that a warning, counsel. Yes, my lord. Why am I the one in trouble here? Mr. Shakespeare, after the accused returned to his own lodgings, you used his tea to make your coins. Is that correct? To cheat or to die? I did make my choice many moons ago. Thus, 'tis no surprise that poison be not found in the tea I did pour into the mounds of soap. Hold it! If, having first made your first coins, it was after 2 in the morning when you collapsed. That would mean you can't have drunk any tea yourself until around that time. Once ensnared by leery debate, naught else be found in the furrows of the mind. The debate about Romeo and Juliet, you mean? And who was the stronger of the two? Really did I pay no heed to the tea as I wrestled with the abominable fellow. I don't remember a debate like that when I was studying. Are you suggesting that neither of you actually drank the tea whilst it was hot that evening? My lord, wouldst thou be privy to some Shakespearean wisdom? Husband, wife, and tea. Ought I tepid be?
Yes, so very true. Everyone has different preferences when it comes to tea.
I think you might have interpreted that wrongly. So it's been proven that there was no poison in Soseki-san's tea. That should be hugely in our favor. But the atmosphere in this courtroom today...
It feels as though everyone is against us, Mr. Naruhodo. It must be the Reaper's poison. I'm afraid that if we don't find a significant flaw in this testimony somewhere, the jury will pounce and find Mr. Natsume guilty.
It really feels like we've jumped into the fire here. Oh really, good sir? This marking, which apparently is not what I'm supposed to look at, which suggests otherwise.
This is the teacup from which Mr. Natsume was drinking.
Yes, unlike the other one, the inside of the cup is completely clean. Wait, unlike the other one. Oh! Oh, that's a contradiction. It wouldn't have sat around and wouldn't have marked it. Oh yeah, the tans wouldn't have marked it. Of course. Ah, man. Never looked.
I suppose he must have drunk the contents before the tea had a chance to leave a mark.
I always gulp it down, too.
Sorry, Miss Naruhodo?
Well, if you just sip it little by little, it goes cold.
Clearly, I shall have to instruct you in the proper way to take tea.
The details of the pair of teacups have been updated in court record. The teacups used by Mr. Shamspear and Mr. Natsume. There is no tea ring on the inside of Mr. Natsume's cup. This must be the cup that Mr. Shamspear was drinking from then. It's stained on the inside.
Tea does that, I'm afraid. Even green tea.
Oh, really? I've never noticed before.
You've never noticed?
Well, I never leave it in the cup. Well, I never leave it in the cup too long enough for it to leave a mark. I like to gulp it down. Drink tea while it's hot. That's the Japanese way, isn't it?
Oh dear. So many people seem to have the wrong idea about our culture. And most of them are Japanese.
I mean, if that's the case, then wouldn't that mean you have the wrong idea of your culture?
Objection!
You claim that Mr. Natsume didn't drink a drop of tea on the night in question. But that's impossible.
How? Chop logic? What is this, ye darky-clad fiend?
The two teacups from the scene, one used by the victim, and the other by the defendant, have a clear difference between them. One that represents incontrovertible proof. Incontrovertible? What difference? Look at the inside of the cups. Just here, there's a clearly visible ring.
Yes, a tea ring. Commonplace enough.
Indeed, such stains occur all too readily when one leaves tea in the cup for a while.
And yes, Mr. Natsume's cup has no such ring.
Good lord! You're right! It's completely clean!
And prithee, sir, what mark makest thou of it?
Exactly what Mr. Natsume told the court yesterday. The Japanese saying he quoted. Drink?
Tea? Well, it's hot!
That's right. Yes. The jury, Mr. Natsume, was true to his usual self that night, and drank his tea in no time. If, as you claim in your testimony, he didn't touch a drop of his tea, a ring will have developed on the inside of his cup, as well, after the several hours the tea was left standing.
But,
In short, Mr. Shamspear, you clearly lied to the court.
get thee to a nunnery!
Objection!
Oh yeah? How are you gonna prove this time?
As a rule, I feel my halo jealous up to 7 times during any one trial.
You might want to keep that information to yourself. Doesn't a wine bottle only contain like 3 glasses worth?
Yet, on occasion, teedom distracts me, and I pour more times than I intended until the bottle is dry.
Your drinking habits are fascinating, but irrelevant.
On the contrary, they illustrate the fickleness of human memory. To William Shakespeare. Yes, my liege? Though you previously stated that you made the coins of ice from the leftover tea in the accused's cup. Could it be that you were perhaps mistaken?
Leading the witness, Your Honor. This doesn't seem legal. Could it be that, yes, perhaps there was some tea remaining in the small teapot left at the scene? A fact that had vanished from your memory until now. Wait, actually, do we even have a teapot? Cause didn't oh wait, there's the teapot. Crap. But didn't Mr. Natsumi bring the tea himself? Unless they imply that he just brought the tea leaves, which is, reasonable. A fact that had vanished from your memory until now. Faith, my liege, thou art a magician. For verily, 'tis as though thou hast seen with thine own eyes that night. What? Forsooth, I was mistook. I did plan to use tea from the Japanese fellow's cup, but lo, when I looked, 'twas empty. And thus did I use the dregs that festered in the teapot, as my liege did suggest.
Objection!
And you've just suddenly remembered now that you made a mistake before. Are we supposed to believe that?
Objection!
People's memories are imperfect, my learned friend, which is why we rely on evidence instead. But in any case, it makes no difference. The victim's most recent testimony tells us two things of note. Firstly, that the poison was put in the victim's teacup only. And secondly, that this spoilt cup was not the source of the insipid ice coins that had bewitched this court.
The prosecution makes a fine summary of the facts.
Furthermore, that testimony remains valid and in full support of the established facts. In other words, the inconsistency claimed by the defense simply does not exist.
No! What does this mean then?
I do declare, it means there's no issue with the gas thief's testimony.
Apart from the bit about stealing glass, obviously. My lords, ladies and gentlemen of the juries, I do solemnly swear, after I did dine at Grubb's Grubbery Alehouse that night, naught did pass my lips but the black tea given me by the Japanese, whose back be stooped as low as death.
And on what do you dine, sir?
Why, I did partake of my favorites, a broth, as would it be called soup, and a leaf, would it be called salad. As insalubrious a menu as the establishment where it was served. But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. Willingly would I suffer what punishment 'tis seen fit to serve a wicked thief of gas, but I pray ye wise and noble fellows, ne'er forget the simple truth. That be one thing, and this be another. Jurors all, your humble servant Shamspear, thus entreat you, punish the Japanese fellow for his sins.
My lord! If I may speak, my lord. Yes, Mr. Foreman. I believe we may have been duped by that rotten defense lawyer.
Again? Freaking racist. By me? What was the guy lying?
I declare you may be right.
We all know the waif there was making coins of ice to keep himself warm. But this lawyer lad's saying if he's stealing gas, he deserves a dose of poison here. Not what I'm saying. I don't know how you got that. I'm saying he's untrustworthy, not that he deserved the poison. I'm saying he could be lying. There could be no poison at all. Ugh. He's been leading us up the garden path. That's what he's been doing. I really never said anything like that. I'm glad we're on the same page here. Man, you guys get scammed so easily. You're lucky I'm a nice guy.
But what we just heard from the victim there has opened our eyes again. We've reached a decision this time, and we won't be swayed from it. The court acknowledges the position of the jury foreman, and will duly hear the jury's findings.
What? No! You can't yet!
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your decisions now.
Guilty!
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Really? You too?
Guilty. Guilty.
I got no if you on that.
If you... I hereby declare the jury to be in one accord.
Oh, happy day! You happy yourself, Finzeeks? Like an innocent man die because you're racism. How is this happening? Again! My lord, the defense asserts its right to carry out a summation examination.
Very well, the court upholds the defense's right.
Typical. My learned friend is unable to accept the obvious truth. The obvious truth that you're a liar and dirty cheat.
This trial will therefore enter its second summation examination immediately. Jurors, the court calls upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime of which he is charged.
Man, have I learned that I've never actually recorded audio for this? I'm gonna be so devastated.
The jurors' contentions. I'm a man of logic, me. And having considered all the evidence, the defendant must be logically guilty.
Right.
I do agree that gas is far too expensive. I can quite understand why the man would want to avoid paying.
The stuff explodes and can poison you. It's absolutely lethal, gas is.
Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver it around the city and maintain the pipes.
Truth be told, the tea my wife serves up for me is a little sketchy at times.
If nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there?
So, do I have to find evidence that he drank something else?
I do feel that perhaps personal opinion about gas and its supply has influenced decisions somewhat. But never mind.
No, you really should mind.
The truth is, our counter-argument wasn't as unassailable as we'd hoped. And Mr. Shamspeare was poisoned. There can be no doubt of that.
But then how are we supposed to turn this around?
I think we need to establish the method by which Mr. Shamspeare was actually poisoned.
Oh, I didn't get to keep the box? I didn't get to keep the letter either. I have no idea where the restaurant is. Was he huffing gas? Is that why he was there?
Our only hope is to demonstrate that to the court, incontrovertibly.
But that's surely almost impossible at this stage.
If we don't manage it though, Mr. Natsume will.
We found guilty. No delays, counsel. Proceed with the examination. The defense's rebuttal. I'm a man lodging me, and having considered all the evidence, the defendant must be logically guilty.
Hold it!
All the evidence, you say? That's right. And there's no room for doubt. It's all pointing at the Japanese man with the big mustache. That's the English man with the bigger mustache.
Which means we need to show the man some new evidence that to make him change his mind.
If only he had that kind of evidence.
Don't worry, the summation examination has barely started, really. Perhaps there'll be a shift in the situation that shows an existing piece of evidence a new light.
Let's hope so. To start with, though, I need to find some way out of this deadlock.
I do agree that gas is far too expensive. I can quite understand why the man would want to avoid paying.
Hold it!
This isn't a time or place to be discussing the price of gas, madame.
But really, think of the injustice. Air is the gas, and air is free. Why should Altamont gas cost money? It makes my blood boil. I can feel myself becoming more ruthless than ever.
This isn't the time or the place to be ruthless either.
If I might interject here.
Ah, yes, madame.
It seems my fellow juror takes issue with the price of our gas, price our company charges for gas. But it's precisely because of thieves like this man that the cost goes up.
Oh, what a beastly man. That unkept must.
Wow, really? So racist.
That unkept mustache, those hunched shoulders, poison tea and stealing gas, utterly unforgivable.
No. This Natsumi isn't the one who's been stealing gas. I'll thank you not to go adding on more crimes.
Miss Natsume hasn't been poisoning tea either. Well, anyway, I've quite made up my mind. It's as made up as the price of gas.
That stuff explodes and it can poison you. It's absolutely lethal, gas is.
Hold it!
Can we please talk about the poison rather than the gas? Do you think, sir? Well, if you like. I mean, to be honest, I take poison over gas every time. You take poison? What I mean is, poison can only poison you. It doesn't explode, does it?
Goodness me, what are you talking about? Set him straight, please, lawyer man.
Well, it's certainly true that poison isn't prone to exploding. But I think you'll find poison can't light up or heat up a room. Ah! You're right! I hadn't considered that at all. Everyone around here is an idiot.
Young lawyer man,
Yes?
you have a good head on your shoulders. We could use someone like you as our company's legal representative.
Honestly, maybe. That probably is like a good pivot for our career at this point. Well, I wasn't expecting to pick up more business in the middle of a trial, that's for sure. Anyway, the point is, I haven't had the best experience with gas companies in the past.
Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver it around the city and maintain the pipes.
Hold it!
Can you please refrain from all this talk of gas?
There's an all-out attack underway here, in case you hadn't noticed, against my company's gas. And I'm supposed to sit here and take it, am I? I don't think so.
She's really buzzing now.
All I've heard about our wonderful fuel is explosions and poison. What about electricity? What about getting electrocuted? What about that? A little explosion here and there is nothing in comparison.
I don't
Believe so.
Any explosion could hardly be described as nothing, madame. Nevertheless, the theft of your gas is deplorable.
My point exactly. But the gas thieves aren't even the worst of our enemies. We have far more devious reprobates to contend with on a daily basis, you know.
More devious. Who, madame?
Other gas companies, of course.
Other gas companies? Not quite what I was expecting.
We generate gas and we deliver it to our customers fair and square.
Indeed, nobody is questioning that, madame. Altamont Gas. Altamont is an extraordinary, exemplary gas company.
But there are other unscrupulous gas companies here in London that don't even have any gas at all.
What? But if they don't have any gas, how do they go about selling it to people?
You wouldn't think it possible, would you? But they steal our gas, you see, and sell that.
They steal your gas? How on earth is such thing possible?
Gas companies like ours deliver gas to people's homes via a network of pipes. But these devious reprobates secretly disconnect our pipes and divert our gas into their own rotten pipes. Then they make a contract with households supplied by those pipes and take money for the precious gas that's rightfully ours without us even knowing. They're diverting gas into their own pipes illegally. What a brazen form of theft. When we visit customers' houses to collect money from their meters, we always have to check whether or not one of those devious companies have been up to his tricks.
You okay there, buddy?
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, juror number 3? Oh, golly! You mean me? Ah, I'm terribly sorry. I was just thinking to myself. I really did catch him off guard there. Think about what the lady next to you was saying, correct? Well, yes. I just got a little riled about it recently, you see. Go on. An ultimate gas worker visited my house the other day to investigate the pipe work. We did ask for your cooperation while we carry out a secret check of your property, sir, the fellow said. So I let him in. And do you know what he did? Afraid I have no idea. Please tell us. He proceeded to take one of my lights off the wall. And then he grabbed the exposed mouth of the pot and started blowing into it.
What do you think you're doing, young man? You're giving away company secrets there.
Oh, please, everybody knows. But it was very nearly the death of me, I can tell you. What do you mean?
I'll explain if you don't mind. As I said before, these unscrupulous other gas companies connect their customers to our pipe network.
Yes, but how does blowing into the pipes come into it?
Obviously, there's gas in the pipes, and it's at a fairly low pressure. By blowing air through the pipe, you can make the pressure drop temporarily. And if you do that, any lights connected to the same pipe will flicker for a moment.
Ah, I see. In other words, if upon blowing into the pipe, the lights of an adjacent property that has no contract with your company flicker, you can know that these devious scoundrels have been meddling with the pipes.
Exactly, my lord. That's it in a nutshell. It's the reason why we have teams of workers going around neighborhoods to investigate which lights flicker.
The trouble is, that particular worker who came to my house didn't know the strength of his own breath. He blew down the pipe with all his might, and you can guess what happened, can't you? Well, if he blew hard, then... Wait, you mean... That's right, the lights didn't just flicker, they went out. All along the stove, along with the stove. Gas started pouring into the house. What a disaster.
The gas supply must have been interrupted briefly because the man flew too hard. The flames went out.
I'm afraid I yelled at the fellow. Are you trying to kill us all? I said.
So by disconnecting a lamp and blowing into the exposed gas pipe, it's possible to extinguish lamps and stoves connected to the same network of pipes. That's how he did it. And then, when the gas starts flowing again, it just suddenly seeps into the room. Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps...
Yes, this is almost certainly the clue we've been hoping for. Juror number 3, the defense requests that you amend your statement to include that information. Oh, well, if you like. I don't mind.
Well, I do. That's our company's secret method of identifying the rogues trying to... diddle... Oh, okay, diddle.
You've been diddled.
What I do, that's our company's secret method of identifying the rogues that try to diddle us.
Like I said, madame, it's widely known already. Very well. Juror number 3, you will amend your statement accordingly. Yes, my lord. Although I'm not really sure what the point of all this is. Blow too hard into a gas pipe and you'll extinguish everything in the house. And then you're in trouble.
Hold it!
When you say extinguish everything in the house, do you mean even on different floors? Oh yeah, all floors are connected to the same pipe, after all.
That's true for every building, because gas supply contracts are issued for whole properties.
Well, I had no idea that it was possible to extinguish gas appliances simply by blowing down the pipe.
It's not something we like to publicize, to be honest. But we have to carry out these investigations, as I'm sure you can appreciate.
Indeed. It has been mentioned on more than one occasion on the papers, yes. In the papers, yes, even.
Is that so? It's been mentioned to me too. very recently. An incident involving the gas stove going out inexplicably. Almost leading to someone's death. Mr. Naruto, I think perhaps... Yes, it's finally starting to fall into place. A secret link that joins all these strange occurrences. Truth be told, the tea my wife serves up for me is a little sketchy at times.
Hold it!
You mean it's poisoned? That's right. It happened a tiny few times now.
This is most troubling indeed.
There's always days like this one when I don't get any wages. I get it in at tea time, see. And I see her doing it, my wife. She gets that devilish look on her face, and she slips some white powder into my cup. And you drink it anyway? I was brought up proper, I was. If someone gives you a cuppa, you drink it. And what happened to you? What did it taste like? Oh, it's god awful. Believe you me. Salty as hell. Oh. Then I think perhaps what your wife put in your tea was salt. No! So, she doesn't even care not to poison me properly? Unbelievable.
Let's move on, please. If nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there?
Hold it!
Does that mean that if the victim could be shown to have ingested something else, you change your leaning?
Yeah, sorry. What's that now?
Oh, I was just saying, if the victim did actually eat or drink something else on the night...
What's the matter with you?
Sorry?
I said, if nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? Haven't you been listening to me at all?
I feel there's an English expression about a pot and a kettle that's appropriate here. Compared to the other jurors who don't even appear to have anything to say about the case at all. It would seem that this elderly gentleman has been listening to the proceedings far more intently. I suppose. The trouble is... Yes, he has selective hearing. Exactly, but still. This juror may well be the key to the breakthrough that we so desperately need. It is hopeless. There's no way for me to appeal to these people. I do think that the only way we shall overcome this difficult situation is by exposing the way in which Mr. Shakespeare was really poisoned. We have to prove that it happened some other way, not via Mr. Natsume's tea. Yes, I know. The trouble is, I have absolutely no idea how it did happen. Mr. Naruto, I wonder if perhaps there's something I might have forgotten. Oh, like what now? It's important to watch everyone involved and pursue people if they react to something someone else says. If you'd like me to remind you exactly what I mean, I'd be more than happy to, of course. Once again, Susanoo-san's fate is entirely in my hands here. I probably owe it to my client to hear what any advice my assistant may be able to offer. So perhaps I ought to let Susanoo-san remind me. Then again... No need, woman! The men are thinking. I'm sorry, I don't really mean that. I shouldn't make jokes with that. I do hate that I find it humorous. Actually, I don't think there's any need. It's vital that we start trying to change these jurors' minds as soon as possible. Of course. I'm sure you're right. But if you decide you would like to your memory refreshed, you need only ask, Mr. Naruto.
Alright, juror number 3, you're against juror number 6. Blow too hard in gas pipes, and you extinguish everything in the house. Then you're in real trouble.
If nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there?
Objection.
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Well, not really. But... Good gracious! To whose statement do you refer, counsel? Juror number 6. Did you hear what juror number 3 just said?
What? Yes, of course. I heard him mumbling about something or other.
There is another explanation here, I believe. Something besides Mr. Natsumi's tea did, in a manner of speaking, pass the victim's lips on the night in question.
What? What explanation?
I wonder, did the police check the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the wall light at the scene? To see if there were any traces of poison there.
I was curious to see what your floundering would result in this time. But the mouth of a gas pipe. Scotland Yard have enough to do without exploring such irrelevance. Hold it. What a piece of work is a man.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, Mr. Shakespeare?
What speakest thou? Prithee, prithee, is it not strange and strange? That is what I say to thee, sir.
I thought I'd been quite clear. Well, let me put it another way. The strychnine could have been put on the mouth of the gas pipe that feeds the wall lamp in your room. And that is how the poison came to enter your body. Good lord! Are they tasty then, gas pipes? Is that what he's saying?
Or is the gentleman suggesting that the poor man was so desperately hungry, he tried to fill his belly with gas?
Perhaps no actress would perform a kiss scene with him. For shame, madame. Speaking thy fancy. I assure you, I'm not such a buffoon that I have to kiss pipes.
Objection!
This is no summation examination. This is a farce. The prosecution will not stand for any more of my learned Nipponese friend's conjecture. To begin with, the lamp in the victim's room is high on the wall. In order to have placed his lips on the pipe that feeds it, he would have to be a contortionist.
What? No, that's not what that means. Is it? Is that what contortionist means? The tall? Surely not.
These are empty assertions. There is no possible proof that the man did as you say.
Objection!
It's true, I have no proof that Mr. Shakespeare put his lips to the pipe. However, I say with some certainty that on multiple occasions, Mr. Shakespeare has been doing something in front of the lamp, that lamp on his wall. And I have evidence to prove it.
Alright, you've got our attention, lad. I'd like to see how you can be so sure of yourself.
So would I. Let's see this evidence then. Now that I've got the jury's ear, I need to make this opportunity count. This is the proof that, time and time again, Mr. Shakespeare stood in front of his gas lamp. These handprints on the wall.
Take that!
What in the? These are, wait, what are they called? Yes, skin prints that were found at the scene.
Skin prints, counsel? I've never heard of such things. The Justice Ministry is currently assessing whether or not to permit fingerprints as evidence in court, however.
The fact that they're judging that is so weird.
My lord, this is an exciting new forensic technique developed by the great detective, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. It reveals all the places that Mr. Shakespeare touched in his room.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, that's black magic, isn't it?
Well, if anyone could invent something like this, it's that great Sholmes fellow, that's for sure.
I agree. This month's edition of Engineering Thumbs was quite fascinating.
Oh wow, he's published in there too.
We found skin prints in many places that you would expect. On a table, on the costumes. However, Mr. Shakespeare also appears to have been touching some very unexpected places in his room. For example, here.
Around the handkerchief there, indeed, multiple handprints appear to be visible.
Well, I wonder, could he have been appreciating the artwork, perhaps?
At first, my colleagues and I thought the same. However, imagine standing with your hands where those prints are, and you would find yourself directly in front of... Ah!
I don't believe it.
The gas lamp! Though the reason why isn't immediately obvious, it's clear that Mr. Shakespeare has regularly been standing with his hands to the wall in front of that lamp. Right! What have you been up to, you nut? I'd asked the court to recall juror number 4's earlier statement.
Me? What did I say?
You said that blowing into a gas pipe would make the lights in the entire building flicker. And now, if you recall juror number 3's statement... What? Me now? When the gas worker who visited his home blew with too much force into the pipe, it caused all the lights and the gas stove to go out. And gas start leaking into the rooms. Obviously, that incident was an accident. However, the simple fact is, if Mr. Shakespeare were to have blown hard into the gas pipe here in his room, he could have extinguished every other light and gas stove in the building at will. Groggy! Oh, are you suggesting that the man personally caused the gas to...
Objection!
Whilst I acknowledge that the prosecution is required to remain silent during a summation examination, then do it! I must toast my learned friends, utter disregard for the letter of the law.
What is the meaning of this, Lord Van Zeeks?
This curious photograph, or whatever it is, presented by the defense, these so-called skin prints. Clearly, that cannot be accepted as any form of usable evidence in this case.
But, it's an exciting new forensic technique developed by a great detective.
Oops. Is nothing. A mere toy developed by an amateur sleuth with too much time on his hands. Ugh. That's offensive. So would you dismiss fingerprints too then? Developed by German scientists because they had quote-unquote too much time on their hands? Poppycock.
Certainly, even research of this nature by the esteemed Mr. Sholmes cannot be recognized by the court as formal evidence.
Hold it!
But
Please, my lord, if I may,
Miss Usada?
it's not the defense's intention to submit the skin prints as formal evidence. We merely wish to present the results of the great detective's investigation of the scene as a tool by which to explain a possibility to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
ah, got you there. If faulty memory can be used as evidence, I believe this can be used as evidence.
And if the trial were to come to an end now, we should never learn the truth behind these mysterious handprints that everyone has now seen. I don't believe we can allow that to happen, and I'm sure the jurors will agree.
Hold it!
You're right. Whether those strange handprints are a significant clue or not is down to us to decide.
Juror number 3. Oh yes, I do declare the great detective's investigation results sound absolutely fascinating. And I want to hear what that shady actor fellow has to say about those shady handprints.
I'm surprised the Gatley is not backing us up here.
What's the matter with you two? That was foolhardy.
Well, I did say it, didn't I? And I don't like to break a promise.
No, wait, you heard his lordship. It's not fair.
Oh, well then, Mr. Naruto.
It's not fair, didn't come evidence.
If just one more juror changes his or her mind, Miss Natsumi's trial will have to continue.
Thank you, Mr. Sato. I couldn't have done it without you.
Oh no, it was you who identified the clue after all. This is very much your success.
I'm on to you, you sneaky bastard. Why, Mr. Shamspear? You seem to be losing your composure.
Just one more juror, Miss Naruto. You can do it.
Very well, continue, counsel.
It would have to be juror. Can't pin him against anyone. I can't present anything.
Hold it!
All the evidence, you say?
That's right, and there's no room for doubt. It's all pointing to that Japanese man with the big mustache.
Says the Englishman with the bigger mustache. The defense just demonstrated another possible explanation for the events on the night in question. What do you make of that?
What? The so-called skin prints?
It's an exciting new forensic technique, investigation technique, developed by the great detective himself.
The numerous handprints on the wall are clearly out of the ordinary. And Mr. Shamspear has indeed put his mouth to the gas pipe on the night in question. It can't be denied that there's a possibility that's where the poison was.
Well, yes, I won't deny that it's playing on my mind. But as the prosecution rightly says, we should pay no heed to unacceptable forms of evidence. And besides,
Yes?
even if the fellow has been up to some mischief with the gas pipes dozens of times before, it doesn't mean he got up to the same shenanigans on the night in question, does it?
Oh.
If you can't make your case better than that, I'm afraid I can't change my stance.
You do make a very valid point, sir.
What? That's true. Perhaps I was a little hasty.
No, wait! Look, you've got your chance here, haven't you? It's time to prove your theory. If you and your Japanese cohorts can, that is.
Just leave our nationality out of this, please.
Mr. Naruto, if we can't substantiate our position, I'm afraid the jurors that changed their minds before may very well change them back.
What can I do? Is there any more proof I can give here? Can I show that Mr. Shamspear really did blow down the gas pipe on the night in question? Can I present the previous tenant? Because he died from gas. But would that be a supporting testimony? Did Mr. Natsume say that his power light went out? It would have to be like a supporting testimony. But who could it be? Time for a snack. I don't remember what Mr. Natsume's testimony was. Naturally, I can provide evidence that can support the defense's position. Very well. You will present the evidence now, counsel. The evidence in support of your claim that the victim blew down the gas pipe on the night in question.
Take that!
Well, Miss Foreman, what say you to that? Oh yes, it is evidence all right. No question about it. Evidence that this right little lawyer thinks he can make a fool of us all. What? You heard the man, counsel. Don't get too big for your boots.
Are you getting too big for your boots, do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Not likely. In fact, I wish they'd swallow me up at this point. I wish they'd swallow me up at the moment. Looks like I need to take an attack there. On with the Subnation and Damnation Council.
Hold it!
What hand do we press testimony? No, in truth, I don't have evidence to support my theory. However, there are the witness testimony that substantiates it. What? What? Testimony? This is incredible! Whose testimony? Yes, it's all connected. Everything is linked. A person whose testimony revealed details about the gas in the garreted residence that night. Namely, It'd be happy Mr. Gerda, because he washes lamps. At least the one.
Take that!
Okay, nope, that was not it. It'll be Mr. Natsumi then.
Take that!
Yeah, awesome. Honestly, I'm talking about the defendant. Mr. Soseki Natsume himself.
The defendant.
At the very beginning of the proceedings here in court yesterday, Mr. Natsume said the following.
My lodgings. There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings. Even on that fateful night, it happened. When I returned from Mr. Shakespeare's room, I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed. But before long, the stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me.
On the night in question, the gas in the defendant's room went out. So I asked the court, was that mere coincidence or not?
Good golly!
So that Shakespeare's fellow blew air into the gas pipe to make the man's stove go out on purpose? Now hold your horses there. What would he do that for? Mr. Foreman,
What is the matter?
we cannot allow judgment to be passed whilst this doubt remains. It's true that I don't have conclusive evidence yet. However, you must surely agree there is more to this case than meets the eye.
Arr! Fair enough. Like I said on the outset, I'm a man of logic, first and foremost.
That's 4 jurors leaning towards not guilty, my lord. We've overturned the decision. Therefore, the defense called for the trial to continue. I don't know why I started snacking there. Bring out. As the defense has rightfully indicated, the summation examination has concluded with a majority of jurors altering their decision. 2 jury members now called guilty. 4 now called not guilty. Therefore, the jury's opinion is conflicted, and in accordance with the law of this land, I hereby order the continuation of this trial. Mr. William Shakespeare.
My lord, how can thy humble Shakespeare serve thee?
What say you in response to the various revelations made during the summation examination?
So God mend me, I do solemnly swear. I recall aught of either the lamp or the pipe.
But your handprints have made a tidy mess all over the wall there. How would you explain that, eh? Ah!
I'm done with this. The dignity of this great courtroom has been sullied enough already. Juror number 5.
Who, me?
I went to some pains to point out already. A print from the self-professed detective toy has no place in a British court of law. As such, whether or not this man did indeed stand before the gas lamp with his hands against the wall remains at this time unestablished conjecture. You would all do well to remember that.
That's a man who had evidence of possibly no tea in a pot. Ah!
Objection!
But the prosecution must concede that it would be extremely simple to verify. just order the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the lamp in Mr. Shamspeare's room to be examined. If there are traces of poison there,
Objection!
what appears to be extremely simple is my Nipponese friend's mind. You will recall that in order to check for the presence of poison in the tea, some remnants of the tea were required. Yes? Therefore, it should be beyond your wit to imagine that even if poison were to have been spread on the pipe, it would have completely evaporated by now, making any analysis impossible. Ugh, I didn't think of that. Oh, I thought you were trying to get different evidence. I just kind of coaxed him out of it. In any case, counsel, I fail to see what could possibly have motivated the man to do as you described. Why on earth would this fellow have wanted to blow air into the gas pipework where he lived? There's only one possibility that I can think of, and that is to use the leaking gas to commit murder. I'm surprised they didn't make me select that. Order! Order! Counsel! Precisely whose life do you propose this man was plotting to end? The answer couldn't be simpler. Now we've unraveled the mystery this far. Mr. Shamspeare wanted to end the life of one Mr. Soseki Natsume.
Take that!
If the gas lamp were to go out, it would be noticed immediately, of course. But a gas stove, on the other hand, could be silently extinguished by the killer without anyone noticing. I've never run those parts myself, so I know what it's like. I can tell you, trying to sleep without the stove lit is pretty much suicide. You'd freeze to death in no time. Mr. Garrett, the landlord, has a large fireplace in his part of the residence on the top floor. In other words, it wasn't the landlord, but a fellow lodger, whose life Mr. Shamspeare was trying to end. Outrageous! I'm talking, of course, about the defendant. Mr. Natsume isn't the villain in this case. He's the victim this man was trying to murder. Good gracious!
Objection!
The accused is actually the aggrieved. Interesting. However, the fundamental facts of the case remain unchanged. Namely, that the accused is the aggressor here. What? How can you still claim that? Let us indulge your fancies for a moment and assume that there was indeed poison on the mouth of the gas pipe. The question that then arises is who put it there? Who did put it there? The only logical conclusion is that the person responsible was aware of this man's trickery with the gas supply and his intent to kill.
Yes, that would indeed seem logical. If the assailant were unaware, how would he or she have known to lace the end of the gas pipe with poison?
So now we must ask, how could anyone have known of Mr. Shamspeare's murderous designs?
You mean to suggest?
Naturally, the sole possible answer to that question couldn't be more obvious. Only the man whose life was being threatened could have possibly known. What? In other words, the person who put the poison on the gas pipe in what was a clear retaliatory attack could only have been the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Aha! Whatever Mr. William Shamspeare may or may not have contrived to do, he was nevertheless the victim of a potentially lethal poison attack.
and the only person who could possibly have perpetrated that attack is the accused, Mr. Natsume. The defense counsel is theorizing has failed to avert the suspicion from the accused. Far from it. In fact, now that a clear motive for the poisoning has been successfully established, that suspicion is greater than ever. Would you not agree, my Nipponese friend? Ah! Ah! How did he manage to turn that around on me so rapidly?
Mr. Naruhodo, you must respond. Otherwise, the members of the jury may very well change their leanings against us again. And this may be our last chance to gain the advantage.
What advantage?
Well, it would seem that somebody put poison on the gas pipe in Mr. Shamsky's room. So we must name that person now and absolve Mr. Natsume of guilt.
You mean, name the true culprit?
I know it might sound impossible, but if we fail to do that, I have no doubt that Mr. Natsume's fate will be sealed once and for all.
As it happens, one possible culprit does come to mind. The evidence, poison, is all pointing to a particular person now. The prosecution calls for the jury to consider their leanings again. I trust you'll make the correct choice this time, Mr. Foreman.
What? Oh, don't you worry. We know exactly what.
There's one other person who I believe could have been involved in all of this. The true culprit of this crime.
The true culprit?
A term found only in second-rate novels featuring third-rate great detectives. My Nipponese friend. But why not? This farce has gone on for so long already. I see no reason to cut it short before its disappointing climax. Thank you. Tell us, my learned Nipponese friend, what is your latest theory? Who is the so-called true culprit of this crime? I don't know who I should be implicating here. My gut tells me Shamspear, and there was no true victim, accused, or yeah, victim-accused relationship that we're led to believe. I also can see it reasonable that we're trying to like buy time by either sending the gas man or Ms. Olive Green. But she just regained consciousness like the day before, so she couldn't have done it. Probably.
Take that!
You claim this person is the true culprit. Highly suspicious, I would say, yes. Perhaps, my learned Nipponese friend, you should turn those wide eyes of suspicion on yourself.
What?
For it seems to me that your reckless reasoning makes you far more than anyone else you could name. A very dangerous man indeed.
Yes! Miss Naruto, please, you must concentrate.
I was trying to.
Then, you must concentrate harder.
Harsh.
Take that! Take that!
Okay, it was all green. Okay. She was unconscious, so this is like a buy tactics situation. Or buy time tactics. The name of the person responsible for the poison that afflicted Mr. Shakespeare is, I believe, Miss Olive Green.
Miss Olive Green? Miss Olive Green? Who? I do feel as though I've heard that name in the recent past, Counsel. I don't recall where.
Miss Olive Green, the woman from 6 days ago. The victim in the recent case of stabbing on Briar Road. An incident for which Mr. Natsume was arrested, I hasten to add it.
Oh, of course, yes. Miss Green. She was left comatose for some 2 days, I believe. I hear she regained consciousness 2 days ago.
And I hardly need to remind the court that Mr. Shakespeare's poisoning took place 3 days ago. Given that the woman was lying comatose in a hospital bed at the time, she appears to have a rather fine alibi. Yeah, that's why I didn't choose her initially. True. On the night that the incident occurred, Miss Green was in the hospital unconscious. So on the face of it, it would seem she couldn't possibly be responsible. But still. My colleagues and I visited Miss Green in the hospital yesterday, and we found her to be in possession of a bottle of poison.
Good gracious! She had poison?
And there is another fact that links Miss Green to this case as well. The defense requests that she be brought to the witness stand in order to explain the details to the court.
Tell me, Shakespeare, Mr. Shakespeare.
My lord, pray, what is thy bidding?
Are you acquainted with Miss Green?
No, never heard of her.
Judging by the look on Mr. Shakespeare's face, I think perhaps he generally doesn't know her. At least, not by name.
As the voice of Her Majesty's prosecution here, I adhere to my word. We will see my learned Nipponese plans fast through to its conclusion. I appreciate that. The prosecution requests a short recess, my lord, in order to subpoena the witness and bring her here.
Yes, Miss Olive Green.
Indeed, my lord. 1 hour shall be sufficient.
Very well, I grant the request.
Excellent. I hope.
The defense has made a most extraordinary accusation, I must say. But at the present time, I feel the prosecution's argument remains largely uncontested. Accordingly, I'm afraid the defendant and his culpability remain the sole subject of this court's attention. Thank you, counsels. We reconvene in 1 hour. Court is adjourned.
To be continued. 23rd February, 11:32 a.m. The Old Bailey, Defendant's Antechamber. Joyful, jubilant, jumping jacks.
Oh, Mrs. Natsume, I'm so pleased for you.
Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, and non-locum student, judicial assistant, Miss Mikotoba Esquire. Now, finally, at long last, there can be proof. Proof that I'm innocent, and proof that my tea is innocent.
Ah, good morning, my dear fellows.
Ah, Herlock Sholmes. May you drink my tepid tea and fall forever solid. I thought the tea was innocent.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you came. How wonderful. Please, save your derision. I know what you're all thinking. Good morning, he says, when it's very nearly time for luncheon. Your scorn is written clearly on across your faces.
Nobody said or thought anything of the sort.
The truth is, I was determined that today would be the day. As sleep seduced me last night, I thought, tomorrow, for once I shall not oversleep. I shall rise early and be present in court to support my companions. Such spirited determination has a beauty all of its own, does it not? Oh yes. And then I began to muse on the subject. Why do people oversleep? I queried. Why, time after time, do they make the same foolish blunder? And the answer came to me at once. It's so delightfully simple. People oversleep because they sleep. Well, is that not an astute insight into the matter? Oh, yes. Upon which realization, I attempted an experiment. I didn't sleep a wink all night. And results? By first light, I was exhausted and began to be assailed by fits of drowsiness.
Shocking.
And so, the conclusion of last night's experiment is this. A good night's sleep is quite simply essential.
Yes, I think most of us probably knew that already.
What other presupposed? I proved by experimentation.
Oh. I get it.
What others presuppose, I proved by experimentation. That, my dear fellow, is the scientific method. Ah, yes. And one more thing. Do you remember this? Ah.
Yes, of course. It's the poison that Miss Green was about to drink at the hospital yesterday.
Oh, you didn't manage to... It was a laborious task, as the bottle was near empty. But such inconveniences do not hinder Sholmes. I managed to confirm that it contained strychnine.
So I was right.
Perhaps, though of course, such circumstantial evidence doesn't prove Miss Green's guilty. I shall leave the ball in your care now. But licking the inside of the neck is not recommended.
The ball of poison has been entered into court record. A ball found in the possession of Miss Green with traces of the slow-acting poison, strychnine, inside. Can I have a word?
Good have a word.
Gregson, how good of you to come.
Forget it. Excuse me.
Wait a minute, Inspector.
I don't wish to make a nuisance of myself.
From the looks on your face, I'd say it's someone else who you think is making a nuisance for himself. Of himself.
My dear Inspector, please, speak freely. Pretend I'm not here.
Believe me, if I could do that, life would be a whole lot simpler for me.
Do you have the results, Inspector, of the investigation of Mr. Shamspeare's room?
Not yet. Should be long now, though. No, I'm here about something else. That dead convict, actually.
Oh, you mean the man from the newspaper this newspaper article we discovered yesterday in Mr. Shakespeare's room?
A man by the name of, yes, Selden.
I went through the archives at the yard and dug out the fellow's file. There's something in there that, well, it caught my eye.
Something caught your eye? What, Inspector, what?
I've copied out the relevant parts for you, so you can read it for yourselves.
Thank you. The capital offender's file has been entered into court record. Scotland Yard's file about the convicted criminal Selden. That includes the newspaper article about him dying of illness in prison.
These documents.
I probably should read it. Let's see. Investigative findings related to Selden. 18 counts of burglary, 6 counts of suspected murder. Died of natural causes whilst in prison. His final moments witnessed only by his cellmate. The estimated £1,000 worth of loot he stole remains unrecovered. Okay. Condemned criminal dies of natural causes in prison. Manchester Strangeways Prison announced the death of convicted murderer and burglar Selden by natural causes in the early hours of this morning. He had been suffering with fever at the end of October. Since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him already dead, before his capital punishment could be carried out.
These documents include the details that were in the newspaper cutting we found in Mr. Shakespeare's room. I'll rearrange everything in the court record so we don't have duplicate information.
Why are you giving us a copy of this important file, though?
Well, you're the ones who turned up the clue in the first place, aren't you? I'm just making sure things get handled in the proper fashion.
Oh, Scotland Yard's workings are so wonderful. Indeed, my dear fellows. And the inspector here is a shining diamond in his crown.
A shiny diamond. In the rough, maybe.
Look, I just don't want to be beholden to a lawyer, that's all. Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court proceedings are about to resume. Make your way into the courtroom at once.
Well, I shall leave you then. I'll be listening with interest from the public gallery. Not nodding off at all. Certainly not.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
I'm rather tired of seeing Mr. Mustache in floods of tears, personally. So the best of luck to you.
Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Yes, Mr. Natsume?
It's time, is it?
Yes. This is it. Miss All Green and Mr. William Shakespeare. This is going to be the final battle. I won't really have saved Mr. Toseki-san until I expose the whole truth of everything that's been going on. And I'm gonna end it there for today. It's a good place to end it. Next time, the final battle of K7. Woo! Finally, we can crack down on this damn con artists. Until then, thank you everyone who joined me today, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye. It's probably like only like an hour left, honestly.